డాడీ చూడండి.
Hi friends, I am Dr. B.V. Rao of Usha Clinic and founder of the websites qmedicaldoubts.blogspot.in and raghavamedicaldoubts.com. Through these videos, I am providing the basic knowledge about the commonly occurring diseases, treatment and surgery details when necessary for the medical knowledge to general people and for reference to medicals. Today I am going to discuss about the hypoplasia of female genital organs. The development of the female genitalia consists of fusion of the two paramesonephric or Mullerian ducts with their subsequent canalization and hypertrophy. And as this process is arrested at any stage, a large number of different forms of mole development have been recorded as aplasia, hypoplasia, atresia, Mullerian duct anomalies, hermaphroditism and pseudohermaphroditism, and developmental defects of urogenital sinus. Hypoplasia of female genital organs is more common than the aplasia. One of the common example is the fetal uterus, uterus bicornis rudimentarius solidus. Here the uterus is not canalized and menstruation is not possible. Asymmetrical hypoplasia is seen in uterus unicornis with a rudimentary accessory cornu. The accessory cornu may be either solid or may be canalized, where unless communicate with the main cavity of uterus, its menstrual discharge is retained with a resulting hematometra in the mole developed half of the uterus, which presents clinically as a tender swelling attached to the uterus. In case of accessory cornu, a fertilized ovum becomes implanted and gives rise to an ectopic gestation with a rudimentary cornu. Symmetrical hypoplasia of the uterus. It is a less severe form than the one of the uterus rudimentarius solidus, seen in the infantile uterus and in the uterus which is termed the small adult uterus or pubescent uterus. In the newborn, the body of the uterus is relatively ill developed, so that the cervix is longer than the body. All grades of development between a uterus of this type and a normal adult type uterus are known. In the hypoplastic uterus of the adult, the cervix is long, slender and conical with a small conical external os. The so-called and misnamed congenital hypertrophy of the cervix. The body of the uterus is smaller than the normal and frequently is acutely anteflexic. The clinical condition hypoplasia genitalis is more often diagnosed than anatomically tenable and is recorded as being primarily due to a functional insufficiency of the ovaries. The uterus of the small adult type with a slender conical cervix, a cavity of 5 centimeters or less with poorly developed endometrium, and the vagina is short and narrow. The vulva also small. The labia contains only small amount of fat, and the perineum is depressed to produce what is termed the scaphoid perineum. Frequently, the uterus is congenitally retroflexed. Sometimes it is acutely anteflexed, producing a form called the cochleate uterus. The fallopian tubes are relatively long. They show a marked tortuosity and the plicae are ill-developed. The ovaries are elongated and often lie higher in the pelvis. Puberty. The onset of puberty is usually delayed and menstruation is often irregular, so that the menstrual cycle is prolonged to 6 to 8 weeks. severe dysmenorrhea is a common symptom, and there is a tendency for such patients to be sterile. The patients are usually of petit type with small bones, and the pelvis is of contracted type. The clinical syndrome is easily recognized, and such patients are frequently seen in gynecological practice because of the attendant symptoms of dysmenorrhea, sterility, dyspareunia, and frigidity. About aplasia and atresia, or we will discuss in some other article. That's all about the hypoplasia of the female genital organs, and in the next video I will discuss about some other disease.